your champ right here, unified, Danny Garcia.
First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank my dad. I want to thank Al Heyman. I want to thank Golden Boy. I want to thank Showtime for giving me this opportunity to shine on this stage. Tonight, I prepared for the best Zab Judah, and he came his best. I'm happy that he came his best. You know, there's no excuses about anything. But I knew when I came to Brooklyn, I had a, you know, the hometown guy was gonna have that extra spark because in the hometown, like I'm not gonna let nobody come in my hometown and just beat me. So he came prepared. It was a great fight. It was blood, sweat, and tears. That's what I bring to the fight. We both landed good shots, but I was prepared for a war. And you know, I'm just thankful I got the victory, and it's time to move on.
Danny and Angel, in the 6th and 8th rounds, were you surprised that he got up from both of those shots, both of them?
Well, yeah, I was. Like, Danny was some good shot, but I knew that Zab was going to come in his A game. I mean, Zab came to fight. And that's what the fans deserve, fights like this. When you don't come unprepared. Zab came to be the champion tonight. And we knew that. You know, it was a lot of talk back and forth before round. You know, we knew we had 12 rounds to work with. We knew, and I wanted Zab to be in his A game, like I told you before. I wanted Zab to be in his A game, so there would be no excuses. No, Danny fought a washed up old man. No, Zab is still young, but one thing is that he can't be like the legend. I try to be like the legend, but there's nobody like the legend, man. It's D80.
Danny, same question. The first time and then the second time that he got up from both of those shots.
Yeah, actually, I was really surprised because I was putting so much pressure and heat on him with like strong, sharp punches, and he came back strong. He even came back strong in the later rounds. He gave me a couple good shots. I sucked him up, but he came prepared. He's been in big fights like that before. He's been hurt before, so I wasn't surprised. I mean, he's a former champion. He's been in tough fights, so I had to adapt and bite down.
Right here.
Danny, at any moment did you feel that when Zab in the later rounds was hitting you, did you feel that he maybe made you wobble a little bit?
No, he caught me.
That you started backing up.
No, he caught me with a good shot. He caught me with a good shot. His boxing, that's what it's about. But I proved that I can fight even when I'm hurt. I'm a true champion. I bit down and I got the job done.
Danny, do you think with your performance tonight, you're still going to get criticized, being as though that Zab Judah is the age that he is, and people were expecting you to win impressively by knockout, and you went the distance with him?
I mean, you know, every time I step in the ring, I'm learning. I'm a young fighter. Like I said, they say he's not in his prime, but I'm not in my prime yet either. I'm only 25 years old. That's not my prime. Physical prime is 27, 28. I'm still learning on the job, you know. A win's a win. You know, I heard him. It was blood, it was cuts, and the fans in Brooklyn loved it, and that's all that matters.
The thing, he's not washed up. He came to fight. He came to his A game. He trained hard. He showed it tonight. He got up from those shots. He got up and went the distance, 12 rounds. So he wasn't washed up. Please, I hope you guys don't start saying that. He's washed up. Because that would get somebody in hell real fast. Like Chop Chop would too. People need to fight guys like this, in shape like this. Old veterans were not in shape.
Right
Congratulations to you guys, Angel, also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Danny, on the judges' scorecard, Zab won the last 3 rounds on all 3 of them. It looked a little bit like, even though you had a commanding lead, you were fading a little bit. Was it a matter of you feeling like you were getting tired, or were the punches taking their toll? What was the reason why you were unable to close strong, even though you still were obviously the winner of the fight?
No, my arms got a little tight in the later rounds. My arms got a little tight. My legs felt good, but my arms felt a little tight. But I had to bite down and just grind it out, and that's what I did.
Show he's a warrior. It's a warrior sport. I mean, it's a two-way street. You got to take something to give something. And Danny was trying to counter him and took some good ones to counter, but it didn't work out the way he wanted to do it. That's why I told him go back to your A game. Don't go back to the B game.
I also want to ask you about next. Richard Schaefer from Golden Boy has talked about putting Danny in with the winner of the May 18th fight between Matthysse and Lamont Peterson to sort of continue to unify the titles in the 140-pound weight class. I want to hear your thoughts about that fight and doing that in September, which is when they're talking about.
You know me, I'll fight anybody. So that's what Al Heyman wants.
Exactly.
That's what I do. I do whatever Al Heyman
That
wants.
was to happen, it happens.
My job.
They're supposed to be the best junior weights out there, so that's what we're gonna do.
It's something we've discussed. It's something we've discussed amongst the circle there at Golden Boy and with Al and everybody. Danny's gonna fight the very best, no matter what. No matter what. You throw him in there with King Kong, he'll fight King Kong. That's who Danny is. So is he gonna fight Matthysse? Is he gonna fight the very best at 140 or 147? Hey, that's what we're gonna discuss with everybody. But will it happen? Eventually, because he wants to fight the best. So that's who Danny is. Right now, had a great fight with Zab Judah. Gonna relax. We don't know what's gonna happen next, but it was discussed as an option.
Danny, congratulations on your win tonight, and Angel too. My question is regarding the situation with WBC and WBA. Jose Sulaiman have expressed that he basically wants you to stay with the WBC title and leave WBA title out. What do you think about just leaving the WBA out, because he's looking to do the same thing with Canelo? And Canelo expressed to me that he wants to stay with the WBC title after winning the drought.
You know, like I said before, I'm a fighter. You know, I earned both of these belts, so I walk around with them proud, and every time I step in the ring, I'm proud to defend them. And that's pretty much what I have to say about that. You know, I can't, you know, I just let them do their job. My job is to fight, but I love both belts.
It is what it is. We fight with nobody. Just about the people, it's not about the belts. It's about the fans, you guys, the fans that pay the money to come see a good fight. Just because you got buckles don't mean you can make a good fight. It's two great fighters make a fight.
Danny La Mega, Amigo Dominguez. Trinidad, Cotto, now you, 25-0, Puerto Rican. Are you the one holding the Puerto Ricans up right now?
Yeah, no doubt. Of course. You know, I'm the only Puerto Rican champion. Even though I was born and raised in Philadelphia, my mom and dad, they're born and raised in Puerto Rico. So, you know, I had the Puerto Rican blood, and I got the...
It seemed in the arena today like it was all Judah in the beginning, then you kind of like won the crowd back. Then at the end, they said your name, and Judah came back. I think it was one of the best fights I've seen in a crowd going crazy like that, back and forth, in a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
It was awesome.
That's what it's all about, you know. Some fights change momentum. And the crowds, that's why it's called fans, because they switch. Fans switch quick, you know how that is, man. But, you know, I'm just happy they were into the fight, and it was a great fight.
This was a tough fight, but do you feel better that you struggled through such a hard fight and came through like this for the first time and having such a hard fight? And do you want to fight in Puerto Rico?
Oh yeah, I would love to fight in Puerto Rico. Oscar, help me fight in Puerto Rico. Give me a fight in Puerto Rico.
We've, you know, I lived in Puerto Rico for 6 years, so, and I'm married to a Puerto Rican, so whenever I go down there, they're mentioning Danny Garcia. You know, I mean, yeah, he was born here, but, you know, his father, his family, Puerto Rican, so that would be the plan, absolutely, down the road, to take him to Puerto Rico and go fight at the Choliseo there and sell it out, and people love him. People love him in Puerto Rico. He's the only world champion right now that Puerto Rico has, so, you know, it just makes sense to down the road, down the line, take him to Puerto Rico and have all the fans there that are very passionate about boxing, because boxing is the sport in Puerto Rico, and you know, they want to see Danny Garcia. I mean, everywhere I go and I walk around, oh, what fights are you making now? When can we see Danny Garcia? They're asking about him. They're not asking about nobody else. They're asking about Danny. So it makes sense to take him down there in the near future.
Right here, Danny.
Danny, congratulations, first of all. One question I have for tonight is, do you feel that tonight's fight was part of the education process of your young career? And if so, what adjustments do you feel that you need to make as of right now?
You know, like I said before, I'm still learning on the job. I'm learning every day. I'm getting better. I'm getting smarter. But you know, my division is one of the toughest divisions in boxing. Everybody can fight. So anytime I step in the ring, I know it's gonna be a tough fight. So I just gotta keep learning and keep adapting.
I gotta ask you this: you love fighting in other people's backyards. What goes through your mind when you hear thousands of people booing you every time, and every time you disappoint them?
You know, like I said before, it don't matter where I fight. It's just I'm the king of the ring. That's my territory. So in that square circle, that I'm the king of that. So, but it fuels me, man. It gets me hyped. I like that. I like when people don't want me to win. It makes me that much more try to knock them out and hurt them.
Danny, you spoke about being the king of the ring. I mean, but this is now marks, I believe, your second or third performance here at the Barclays Center. And defeating a Brooklyn native in Zab Judah, does this make the Barclays Center your home stadium now? Is this for Danny Garcia? I mean, Philadelphia's right there.
Yeah, no doubt. I love New York. I love the atmosphere. I love the fans. And you gotta, you know, in order to take over somebody's territory, you gotta beat the guy from there. And like I said before the fight, after I beat him, then my name's gonna be SS, Super Swift. I beat the home guy in Brooklyn, so.
Danny Garcia, the champion. Congratulations. Zab Judah's on his way, so he was just getting stitched up. He's on his way. Zab Judah showed. I don't know what it was. Zab. I think it was Brooklyn that really gave him the heart, the energy, the desire. I mean, Zab Judah fought like the Zab Judah we know, with heart, with passion. He put up a tremendous fight. Both guys deserve the utmost respect. I mean, Zab is back. You know, that's the beauty about boxing, is that in these types of fight, there is no loser whatsoever. And you know, the most beautiful part about it was, like I said before, you know, everything that happened and this and that, but after the fight, hey, both hugged each other. Hey, good fight. All the respect in the world. So, Zab, you're champ, Brooklyn.
Zab, well, obviously you shut the critics up about being able to be in condition to fight 12 rounds. But there was times where it seemed, I never seen Danny in this position where he was actually really hurt with some left hands. Any reason why? I mean, there's times that it seems like you could have jumped on him and might have even finished him in a round because, you know, you really hurt with some left hands. What made you hesitate as far as that?
Danny's a strong fighter. I'll be the first to say he's a strong fighter. He's a strong puncher, you know what I mean? So you got to be cautious about running in there. And you want to run in there and make a mistake. So, you know, I just played my game plan real cautious and just kept sticking to my jab and looking for the opening, making the opening happen.
First of all, great fight.
Thank you.
He said that this was the hardest fight that he's had. That's number one. Number two, the two knockdowns were in rounds that were very, very close.
Just one knockdown.
One knockdown.
One knockdown.
In a round that was very, very close.
Yeah.
How, when you look back?
My feet was together. I mean, I don't make no excuses. Danny fought good, but you watch the tape, my feet was together. And I was throwing a punch, and he just countered me good with a good punch, and my feet was just together. It's okay. I mean, it's part of boxing.
You feel like you gave him his hardest fight?
Yeah, I definitely gave it to Danny. I mean, Danny gave it back. You know what I mean? I mean, he stood up and showed about he's a champion. You know what I mean? I went in there and showed people that, you know, why I am 5-time champion of the world. You know.
Hey, Zab, over here. Great fight tonight.
Thank you, Danny.
You won the last 3 rounds on 3 judges' scorecards. You came on late and seemed to dominate the last few rounds, but not in the beginning of the fight. He got off to a very big lead. You were closing very strong. What do you attribute to the fact that you started so slowly and after even being hurt were able to close so strong? It's usually the other way around.
I think that when we watched Danny, he seemed to be a slow starter in the tapes, but he started kind of fast this fight, you know. No, I just want, like I said, I wanted to be cautious. I didn't want to go in there and be, you know, just radical, throwing wild punches and just, I want to be a scientist in there, you know what I'm saying? Stick to my jab, use my great defense, you know, and I think I did a pretty good job. And, you know, late rounds, you know, people say 12 rounds, that was something I wasn't supposed to do. If you ask me, you know, if you ask anybody, nobody expected me to go 12 rounds, you know what I mean? But I did it. I did it strong, and I think impressive. You know what I mean? I haven't seen the tape yet, but we'll go back and check it out.
One other thing, Zab, I know you didn't win the fight, but you sure fought a good fight. Do you feel like that, even in the loss, the performance that you turned in was a good enough performance and an exciting enough performance where you should be able to find yourself another championship fight or some other significant fight in the distant future?
I'm hoping so. Hoping to do more business with Golden Boy.
He's in the. It's like I said. I mean, there is no loser. There is no losers. Zab is in the mix. He's right there. He can face any other champion, any other fighter. He's right there. He didn't lose anything. He actually gained. He actually gained because of the way he fought. You know, I mean, okay, yeah, he didn't get the win, but he gained. Very impressive performance. Against a tough, strong fighter with a chin of granite. I mean, Zab hit him with some shots. And you know, that's why I said both fighters gave a great performance, and there is no loser, and you know, Zab will go his way and Danny will go his way, but both are still on the championship level. You know, Zab proved it once again. That's why, like he said, he's a 5-time world champion for a reason, and he just once again just proved it all over again to everybody, to the whole world.
First of all, Zab, congratulations on a great effort.
Thank you.
From your point of view tonight, even though you proved yourself a great fighter, but what went wrong? You didn't win. What went wrong tonight? What didn't go your way?
I mean, like I said, probably the beginning, then start fast early. You know, my uncle kept telling me use the jab and let the combination go. But you know, when you in there and you know you doing the fighting, it's a little different. You know what I mean? Danny wasn't. I mean, early you could watch him. He threw some big shots. He threw big right hands, looping, you know, big hooks. I mean, and for the record, I think I slipped every hook tonight that he threw. I think. But he threw some pretty good right hand, strong to the head and to the body. And my son said, any gauge should have let it talk that. Yeah, but you know, I take my hat off to Danny. He's a young guy, and I wish him success in in his career.
Zab, you've now been in with Danny and Lucas Matthysse. That's a fight that's been talked about quite a bit and was talked about here again tonight while Danny was here.
Yeah.
What, in your opinion, happens if the two of them meet?
I mean, you know, I can't be the judge on that, but I can say that Lucas Matthysse is probably one of the hardest junior welterweight punchers in the division right now. And he's one of those guys that you shouldn't sleep on. You know, Danny has good skills and stuff like that, but you know, Danny's a good strong puncher too. But you know, no disrespect to Danny, but nothing like Lucas. Lucas he punched hard with either hand. It's crazy, and I beat him. Style make fights.
Zab, what was it like to hear all the fans cheering for you, thousands and thousands of people?
It was great, man. This is Brooklyn, man. I mean, I looked forward to this day, to this opportunity. You know, my team tell you since November 1st. You know, I crossed all the T's and I dotted all the I's. I don't think that I did nothing under what I was supposed to do. And, you know, I mean, hey, I don't feel bad. It's okay. It comes with territory.
Zab, there's something they said in your corner in the last 3-4 rounds because you came out and you were just hitting him with some punches that in the beginning rounds we didn't see. And he was backing up.
This is my uncle, you know, he's been with me since the age of 6 years old, so till the day I first put on boxing gloves. I could look at his face and tell when he's serious about something. And he looked at me, he was like, come on, baby, we gotta do this. Let your hands flop. And I understood what he meant.
Zab, now that you guys hugged it out, is everything cool between you and Danny? And we're only getting a separate press conference because of the limited space?
No, there was never no problem with me and Danny. I mean, it was good press though, right? You guys loved it, right?
Yeah. So it was.
First time in history, 2 fighters had a world championship fight and didn't face up in a way in all the press conferences. So, you know, we broke a record book tonight. That's pretty cool.
Zab, you seem to find a home throughout the fight, but more later in the fight with that straight left And so what did you see there? And also, how close did you think you were to stopping him? How badly did you think you had him hurt?
I don't do if or almost, or I don't do those. You know what I'm saying? I mean, with all my combinations, I seen him landing. You know, I seen Danny get a little bit weak, but you know, he withstanded great. You got to give the kid a lot of credit. 25 years old. You know what I mean? I mean, and he was able to withstand that. I mean, got to give him a little credit there.
During the course of the fight, did you ever feel like you were one or two punches away?
Oh yeah, the whole fight, I knew I was 1 or 2 punches away from him. I mean, you know, people always say Danny's a knockout puncher, but going to this fight, everybody knows Zab would end the fight with 1 punch. You know. I think that tonight it showed. You know what I mean? My hands, you know, my hand speed is great. My jab is impeccable. You know, my left hand is at any second it can turn up. You know what I mean?
This is the last question.
Zab, speaking of that left hand, it seemed at times you were drawing him into the corner.
Yeah.
But you didn't give us that left uppercut. Why is that?
I mean, like I said, you gotta watch certain, you know, it's easy for you to say that outside. Get in there.
Nah, I'm good. I like mine.
You in there is different.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks very much, guys. Thank you,
Zab, now that you guys hugged it out, is everything cool between you and Danny? And we're only getting a separate press conference because of the limited space?
No, there was never no problem with me and Danny. I mean, it was good press though, right? You guys loved it, right?
Yeah. So it was.
First time in history, 2 fighters had a world championship fight and didn't face off in a way in all the press conferences. So, you know, we broke a record book tonight. That's pretty cool.
Zab, you seem to find a home throughout the fight, but more later in the fight with that straight left. And so what did you see there? And also, how close did you think you were to stopping him? How badly did you think you had him hurt?
I don't do if or almost, or I don't do those. You know what I'm saying? I mean, with all my combinations, I seen him landing. You know, I seen Danny get a little bit weak, but you know, he withstanded great. You got to give the kid a lot of credit. 25 years old. You know what I mean? I mean, and he was able to withstand that. I mean, got to give him a little credit there.
During the course of the fight, did you ever feel like you were 1 or 2 punches away?
Oh yeah, the whole fight, I knew I was 1 or 2 punches away from him. I mean, you know, people always say Danny's a knockout puncher, but going to this fight, everybody knows Zab would end the fight with 1 punch. You know. I think that tonight it showed. You know what I mean? My hands, you know, my hand speed is great. My jab is impeccable. You know, my left hand is at any second it can turn up. You know what I mean?
All right. This is the last question.
Zab, speaking of that left hand, it seemed at times you were drawing him into the corner.
Yeah.
But you didn't give us that left uppercut. Why is that?
I mean, like I said, you gotta watch certain, you know, it's easy for you to say that outside. Get in there.
Nah, I'm good. I like mine.
You in there is different.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks very much, guys. Thank you, the middleweight champion, WBO middleweight champion, Peter Quillin, who is now making his second home here in Brooklyn.
How y'all doing today? Good. I'm very thankful. I'm very blessed to be here with you guys once again. This has been a very humbling experience for me to be, you know, inspiring people to work hard for what they want to do in their lives. I can't discredit Fernando Guerrero at all for what he's done. He had the opportunity in front of him. Unfortunately, he came up short, but you know, I think he will come back and fight a better day. You know, I pray for both of us to be able to fight a better day. And you know, this right here, you know, I don't believe no hype that's around me. I just believe that my hard work got me where I'm at, and it makes me want to work harder. You know, I went from watching Oscar De La Hoya on TV to being right next to him. So this right here is a feeling. I'm telling you, it cannot be replaced with money. So just let me know how far I came. I'm originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I moved here and made my home here in New York City. I lived in Brooklyn for 5 years. I'm actually moving back to Brooklyn. I'm just very inspired by the people here in Brooklyn, and just be able to be at a new arena and win my belt here. I mean, I can't really tell y'all how I really feel. A lot of people think that my life has changed. Yeah, you know,
a lot of people want to be around a champion. Everybody wants to be around somebody that's successful, but what's very important that I keep what's true to me and keep what's real to me, and I don't believe none of the hype. I don't use drugs, I don't drink. I might sip a little bit of weed, a little wine, but most importantly, I don't go crazy and local. I really make my life around boxing. Everything is the root of boxing for me. You know, everything that I do, I teach boxing classes, I inspire kids. When I'm in a boxing camp, I let kids come and work out with me just to give them a platform to be around somebody and see how hard, you know, work looks like. And, you know, sometimes the kids come up in there and they work harder than me. But you got to give those kids a platform to be able to be inspired. So I'm just very blessed to be here with you. And I have to let y'all know, y'all got to give yourself a round of applause. Y'all built this fight to be a good fight. Certainly Martinez fought tonight, and we didn't hear nothing about it. They don't know nothing about me. They say all the things they say about me, but you know, my dad is from Cuba. He started off the boat. Now I'm here. So most importantly, I don't value off of what people say or what they think of me. I just know what my hard work is able to do for me. So I think with this performance tonight, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm spectacular. I'm never going to say that. I never believe that and never value that. I value everything I do in the gym. So I just hope I inspire y'all tonight to be good at what you guys do.
I also want to introduce another fighter that is your very own, right here, born and raised. Every performance that he's having, he's just getting better. He's solid. His timing's back. His power, you can see his punch is just crisp, and he's feeling comfortable now. So it's going to be very exciting to see this young man back at Brooklyn here at the Barclays Center, and that's Danny Jacobs.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for coming out and supporting me. I value Brooklyn fans. I value you guys. All the articles you write about me. It means a lot to me. I know one day my son will grow up and read these articles, so I really applaud you guys for doing such a great job with me in my career. As Oscar said, I feel like I am getting better and better with each fight. I want to thank my team, Andre Rozier, Gary Starks, Victor Roundtree, my father, my pops, and everybody down with Team Jacobs. I'm just excited. You know, tonight I grade myself about a B. You know, with the opponent that we had, last minute replacement, you're supposed to do those things. And not to take away from myself, not to discredit me, but, you know, I was supposed to do that. I want to step up. I want to get in there with somebody that you guys know and respect so that I can gain your respect, because I do want to become a world champion. My dream is always to be a world champion in the middleweight, junior middleweight division, wherever I may land. My trainer wants me to go to hell, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I just want to fulfill my dreams. There's no better place to fulfill my dreams but in this building right here. I already fulfilled one of my dreams, and that was to come back, and it was an amazing feeling, you know. So now I'm just living the dream. I'm enjoying every moment, and as we go along, you know, we're just going to step up accordingly and take out whoever we need to take out. But I'm just grateful. I'm happy to be here right now today. I'm just grateful. So thank you.
Pete, 2 fights at Barclays Center, 10 knockdowns. What does it take to keep these guys floored?
You know, I think a will. You know, when we get in there as fighters, is this about whose will is the strongest, or what is the reason you in the ring? You know, a lot of people, I say best is like, if you don't have the best reasons to do what you're doing, it's going to show right away. So, you know, I'm not taking anything away from any fighter. I just know that I just work hard for me to be able to put on the best performances I can for the fans, and I really truly believe that. So, with that being said, you know, I'm still looking for that dignified fight to make me a superstar.
Oscars for you and him. I guess you heard, you know, with Sergio's performance tonight, he got dropped twice, but one was not ruled a knockdown. You know, they're talking about Chavez or Golovkin. What do you think there's a chance that you could inject Peter in that conversation? Peter, you know, would you look forward to something like that?
Oh yeah, we've been discussing amongst everybody what are the possible opponents for Peter. You know, and knowing him, he wants to fight he wants to go after Golovkin, right? Which will be a tremendous fight. But then he has other choices too. He can fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., for instance, which is another option. And, you know, you take a look at the other champions in that weight division, but one guy that would be a terrific fight is Sergio Martinez. You know, I mean, that would be a tremendous fight. But there's many options for Peter. There's not just one fighter that we're going after. Peter has a plan. Peter has a plan, and he has a special gift. And, you know, we want to take advantage of that special gift and take him to the top. So the good thing is that there's good champions in his weight division. It's a hot weight division. It's a very popular weight division, and so we're just going to continue going after the best.
Who would you want?
Like I said, we could put them in order. You know, everybody's talking to Sergio Martinez, but we got Gennady Golovkin, we got Daniel Gill, who holds the IBF title. So it's a lot of different options. But if I was to sit around here and play a matchmaker, I would never get nothing accomplished. I just know I welcome on all comers. They all look like food to me. And they could say, oh, you know what? That's a pool full of sharks. I said, it's two things. You can be in the pool full of sharks. You can either be a guppy, or you can be the biggest shark in the pool, and that's what I am. And I believe it, and nobody else got to tell me that I'm not. I know what I'm able to do, and yeah, what they say about Gennady Golovkin, yeah, keep building them up. The money's on the table for him, then we're going to get him. He look like food to me.
Pete, in the 6th round, Guerrero was able to land a number of left straight hands, but it didn't seem to affect you. Was his power, did you feel it at all throughout the fight?
Well, I think you probably remember it more than me. I ain't remember the 6th round. I just know that I was in my rhythm, finding my zone. Did I feel hurt? No, I didn't. You know, it take a lot more to break my will than that. You know, and like I feel he had definitely some moments, but I feel comfortable. You know, this is a game where you gotta be able to go sit down with the tape and view your performance and get better from that. So, like I said, I'm not gonna take anything from his performance. I'm gonna go back and watch the tape, and I'm gonna use the tape to get better. You know, Fernando is a tremendous fighter. He had the opportunity, and you know, I walked out with the victory, and that's what's important to me.
Were you ever frustrated during the fight, being able to knock him down so many times and just kept getting back up?
I only get frustrated when I got a lot of mustard on my sandwiches. You know, other than that, I'm not really frustrated at all. Boxing is the kind of thing that we gotta be able to work through with the challenges that present itself. So I just know, as far as the training camp, it's a tremendous training camp. I went through a lot of sparring partners, but you know, I found what worked for me and found my rhythm, and you know, I was able to go a hard 12, a hard 15, hard 21 rounds like the original Kid Chocolate did.
I'd like to know, were you baiting him in once you found out you hurt him? Were you baiting him in when you were letting him come in and you took a couple of shots on the chin, or that's just what happened? He landed something.
Well, you know, you land some, you get some, you take some. So, you know, with that being said, you know, as far as baiting him, I just was like in my rhythm. I don't be like, oh, I'm gonna fake him out. I was just up in there just doing what I feel natural doing. It's like dancing to me, man. I was like, dog, really salsa dancing and really up in there moving and finding your rhythm. And like I said, I can't take nothing from a guy. It's like I cannot expect to not get hit. I mean, I try to work hard in training camp to, you know, work on not getting hit and doing all the punching. But, you know, sometimes, you know, a guy find a punch in there, and it's about how well you take it on the chin.
Took it well.
Okay, in the round where you knocked him down twice, it looked like he might have been knocked down the 3rd time. What do you think?
I was like, you know, I told him, I actually seen him in the corner, and he was looking at me, and I said, boy, I'm coming for you. And he looked back at me, and then, you know, he made it through the round, he came back, and he was game. But he was just like any other opponent that come like that, you know. I had Hassan Nadam in my last fight where we put on a thrilling 12-round fight, but, you know, like I said, you only as good as your last fight, and I was looking to put more great performance on this fight and not try to match the performance with the last one. So him getting up and, you know, coming back to fight, I like that. I invite that because that's what the fans would like to see.
Champ, you think you could have put him out a lot earlier in the 3rd round instead of going to the 4th and all the way to the 6th round?
Well, the will is what a guy has, and you know, his will bring him back up, and that's what makes him just as valuable as me. You know, I can't take anything away from a guy that get hit and want to get right back up. You know, unfortunately, I haven't took that knock on wood, but you know, I really don't know how that feels, so I can't really speak on that. I'm glad that he was able to get back up.
From my perspective, it was more like you were in slow motion and they were more like he was all over the place.
Well, you know, everything when you as a boxer, when you in that ring and everybody see the fight as real time, I see it slow motion. I see it just at real time.
That's the way, I'm sorry, babe, that's the way you made it seem.
Oh, yeah,
It
bro.
really looked like the boys was on another level of all the fights that we saw tonight.
That's what made me just a dangerous fighter. A lot of guys don't know, man. I started fighting in the street. Now I found the boxing gym and I learned how to box. So the fight has always been in me. You know what I'm saying? If you went back home, where I'm from, Grand Rapids, Michigan, and unfortunately somewhere here in New York City, I got a lot of knockouts on the street too. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's like, it's gonna take a lot to bust my will up. And you know, like I don't take anything from Fernando, man. I told him I gave him encouraging words in the locker room. I just told him, man, you know, a fighter, each and one of us fighters always looking for that dignifying performance.
JP, congratulations. Spoke to your dad today, was a little nervous.
Well, you know, my dad had a suit on. You gotta be nervous when you got a suit on. I've never seen him in a suit ever. Are you still talking or are you?
He's a little nervous.
No, like I love my dad, man. That's why I do this because my dad. My dad from Cuba. He came here, he was like 40-some years old. I thought he couldn't even make no more babies. You know, he got me here, and like I said, that's why I say my dad started off the boat, now I'm here. You know, Oscar family started from the border, now I'm here. This is what it's all about, you know what I mean? A lot of people come here, their family come to this country for opportunity. You know, like, people need to start bigging up the Americans here. Like, I'm a product of the struggle, but at the same time, I'm a product of my dad being a Cuban refugee coming over here to make opportunity for me. And now his son is the champion of the world. How you think he feels? Ain't no money can replace that feeling in his heart. And I look at him and he smiles even when he got the suit on. But, you know, I love my dad so much. He's the reason why I'm here, and I got the work ethic that I got. I'm a horse. You know, I'm a lion eating a gazelle. I'm a gorilla eating the bushes.
This question is for Oscar. Oscar, with the situation with, you know, that HBO said that they didn't want to work with you guys before, that it was kind of rough a couple of months ago, and you're trying to put together a fight with Sergio Martinez or, you know, with Peter Quillin. Do you think that it's going to be any kind of problems in there with them just coming with all this before?
No. There's always a solution for everything. You know, last time I heard, Sergio Martinez wasn't tied down to HBO, so there's always a solution. You know, in this game, I mean, you know what talks. You know, and so the great thing about these fighters is that they just want to fight the best. I know Sergio would want to fight the best, and you know, and Peter Quillin, and Peter Quillin wants to fight the best. So it's not a matter of if there's differences with cable networks or anybody like that. It can get done. It can get done. So that's not gonna stop us from making the best fights happen. We're gonna continue chipping away. Golden Boy Promotions will keep on putting the best fights out there for the fans. And all we can do is just keep chipping away, and eventually we'll see all the big fights happen.
Guerrero landed almost 50% of his power shots on you tonight. Do you think you're fighting someone like Golovkin or Martinez? They're, well, obviously a step up in class. What would you do different to avoid that?
I still look very, very good. No busted lip, no swelling around the edges. You know, unfortunately, let's just talk about Gennady Golovkin first and foremost. He fights junior middleweights, and he still get hits a lot. I'm a craft in the making. You know, I'm an artist just trying to paint the picture. So, as far as those big fights, how can we just say a guy who's now 29-0 with 21 knockouts, who's accomplished so much in his life, you know, don't deserve a shot at the best in the world? Sergio Martinez, who's, you know, was fighting the same night as mine right now, and we had, you know, a sold-out show here. I don't know if it was a sold-out. We had a large people in attendance tonight, and, you know, we still inspiring the world. So as far as those big fights, like I said, when the guy asked this question as far as, yeah, was you baiting them in, or, you know, what were you doing? I mean, that's what the fight is all about, is just getting in there, finding your rhythm. Whoever has the best rhythm is going to win. So I just think I'm the best because I find my rhythm, and these dudes cannot dance with me.
This question is really for Bernard Hopkins. Hopkins, congratulations on your win. Who's on your radar? Who would you like to get into the ring?
Listen, dude, you just watched these fights tonight? Yes. I'm still like trying to take it all in from the co-main event to the main event, which people are gonna leave tonight with that on their mind. Listen, man,
the night was a great show. It was a great fight. You got to take your hat off to Hitchcock and also Danny Jacobs, man, and also, of course, Danny Garcia and Zab Judah, man. I think we should focus on that because it's a lot more coming. Of course. And so, you know, eat slowly. Drink slowly.
The question if Martinez isn't available, if Golovkin isn't available, there may be options in England with Darren Barker, Andy Lee. Is that something that you would think about to defend this title?
Let me just say, Darren Barker is a chump. I'm still trying to target the dude that beat him, you know what I'm saying? Like, he lost to the dude that I'm trying to get. Like, why do people focus on me fighting a guy that lost to the dude that I want, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I gotta prove to the public that I can beat him worse than Sergio Martinez, then so be it. These dudes is not on my level. I'm telling you. These dudes are not on my level. He's still over there in UK. We don't hear about him. And then when he come to the US to try to get, I make him bigger just by mentioning his name, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the Twitter word that these dudes go back and forth with me, like, sometimes I have to get off the Twitter and let people handle it for me because, you know, I'm a real, at the end of the day, I'm a street dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I started from. So at the end of the day, if it's something that can be made, I'm not gonna act like a matchmaker. I'm just very humble with the experience. I think Golden Boy will make the best matchup possible for you fans to see. The fans is what make the fights. They love the fights. There's the fights they want to see. It will get made. You know what I'm saying? So when Mike Tyson was on Showtime, everybody was watching Showtime. Now it's chocolate time for Showtime. Y'all just make sure y'all tune in. Follow me on Instagram. Thank y'all for having me.
I'm excited to be back home. I got a great performance tonight. I gave my fans what they wanted. Exciting fight while it lasted. You only went 5 rounds. Felt good, felt strong. Now I'm just waiting for these big fights, man. I want these top guys in the welterweight division. I don't know if you guys want it, but I know the fans want it. So we gotta make something happen. I'm gonna leave it up to Golden Boy to make that happen for me because he's my promoter, and there's a lot of fights out there for me in the welterweight division.
Lou, what fights interest you in the welterweight division? Are you looking at the winner of Matthysse Broner?
I would love that fight. The winner out of that fight, the winner out of Mayweather and Guerrero. Big Head Bradley, if he don't have no fight coming up. Big Head Bradley. I'm ready for whoever, man. Welterweight, I'm ready.
Louis, what's the difference? I mean, you moved up to 154, now you're back at 147. When we seen you at 154, you said that it was hard for you to make 147, but now you're back here. Explain to us why the change of heart, why coming back down in weight, a weight division that in the past you felt you couldn't make it.
Well, I didn't have the conditioning coach that I have now, Scooter Honey. I don't know if y'all heard of him. He's one of the best in the business. He gives me great conditioning. My eating is different. As you saw today, even my power is increased. So there's something going on that is good. So welterweight, that's where I'm at.
We have plans to bring them back with underneath Malinaji and Broner, which will be here at the Barclays Center coming up. So yeah, we definitely have some good plans for Luis Collazo. He's exciting. He's hungry. And he's a top fighter in the welterweight division, so he can fight anybody. I mean, he just mentioned the top guys, so he's willing and ready to fight anybody. So we're gonna you know, go back to the drawing board and then figure it out. So it's a great fight, absolutely. Paulie, the announcer, the matchmaker. I love it.
Berto has the fight.
Also, I want to acknowledge a young fighter who is from here, who actually brought in like 200-300 people. Just starting off, he's a guy that actually we would love to have with Golden Boy. Zachary Ochoa, who put on a tremendous performance. He's a young fighter.
First of all, I want to say thank you to
to Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins and Golden Boy, Showtime and Barclays Center. And it's a real big opportunity for me. I just thank God this is a dream come true. God bless everybody.
Bravo. Thank you, Zachary. We're missing a lot of Zachary.